Have you ever just stopped to notice all of the different kinds of birds around you? If you have, well, that's called bird watching. It's a fun hobby, and I bet you're doing a great job, just like this kid. Did you know St. Mary's County is home to over 120 unique species of birds? It's true. We've got a lot of great birds. Some you may see when you visit our 500 miles of shoreline, like these seagulls. Or this osprey feeding her youngster. Isn't that precious? Some you may see soaring in the sky, like this turkey vulture. Or this majestic bald eagle. What a beauty! Some you may hear when you walk through the woods at night, like a great horned owl. And some you may see in your very own neighborhood, like this house sparrow, or this mourning dove. Here are some birds we saw in our own backyards. First, here's a snowy egret that Miss Sue saw while riding in her boat one day. Look at him go! Did you know that hummingbirds are fiercely territorial? Here's one defending my hummingbird feeder from an interloper. Interloper is a fun word for someone who has become involved in a situation where they are not wanted. Try using the word interloper in a sentence today. This is an American robin who is very interested in a potted plant out on my balcony. The average robin weighs less than 3 ounces. The average human being weighs 170 pounds. That's 1,000 times as much as a robin. A robin's nest, made of grass and mud, weighs about 7 ounces. A person's would weigh 450 pounds. Birds are incredibly light. That must be why they're so great at flying. And here are some fledgling European starlings taking a splash in one of my bird baths. When these babies grow up, their feathers will change from this plain brown color to an iridescent black with white spots. Aren't they cute? Thanks for watching!
The snowy egret is one of Maryland's most beautiful water birds. White-feathered and medium-sized wading bird, common to the Chesapeake Bay and coastal areas. Snowy egrets have black legs and yellow feet. They eat fish, frogs, crawfish, and other aquatic life. They inhabit marshes, swamps, ponds, shores, and tidal flats. They can grow to 27 inches tall with a wingspan of 41 inches.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Andy with the St. Mary's County Public Library, and today we're here with our second installment of the bird series. So we'll be talking about some more books that you can read about birds. Our first book is Everyday Birds by Amy Ludwig Vanderwater with paper cut illustrations by Dylan Matrano. So this book is super pretty. It's got a bunch of pictures about birds with the illustrations. It's fun descriptions about the birds that you can see in your area, and you can use this book to identify some of the birds. And if you flip to the back, it'll give you some fun ways that you can attract some of these birds to your backyard. For example, it says that the orioles like oranges, and so you can attract some of the orioles to your yard using a cut orange. All right, our second book is North, South, East, West by Margaret Wise, illustrated by Greg Pizzoli. This book is a great children's introduction to bird migration. So it follows little bird as she gets ready to go migrate. She doesn't know whether she wants to go north, south, east, or west. And so you get to follow her decision and where she ends up going. Our next book is My Tiny Life by Ruby T. Hummingbird, written by Paul Meisel. This book follows Ruby T. Hummingbird through a year in his life as he grows up and he starts migrating. It's got some beautiful illustrations, and if you go to the back of the book, it'll give you some very interesting facts about hummingbirds. All right, our last book is The Big Book of Birds by Yuval Zamir. This book asks a bunch of questions about birds and it answers them for you. Some of the questions include, where do birds go in the winter? And do hummingbirds hum? And so this is a great book if you have any questions at all about birds. And this book, like the rest of them we've talked about today, you can find at our library. So come on in and check them out.
The great blue heron is a large bird with a slate-gray body, chestnut and black accents, and very long legs and an S-shaped neck. They stand 38 to 54 inches tall, usually seen in Maryland along the edges of rivers, lakes, and wetlands. They will quickly snatch up food ferociously when opportunity presents. They like to eat fish, frogs, reptiles, and small mammals.
Hi, I'm Miss Sue, and today we're going to make a bird feeder. So we're going to make a bird feeder today out of popsicle sticks. Hopefully you can find most of these items right around your own house. Here's some bird seed. Here's an assortment of different sized popsicle sticks. Here's some that are colored. If you were going to the craft store, you could use colored ones, or maybe you could paint them yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is gather our materials. We have a hot glue gun. If you do use a hot glue gun for this, you might need adult help. Or you could use craft glue. Could probably use a glue stick, but I don't think that would stick quite as well. You'll need a pair of scissors. You'll need some twine or some string. And that's pretty much it. So what we did was we took some of these craft sticks. I did some of both kind, and I made a frame, which is basically just a square like this, and I glued it. And to that, I glued a whole bunch of pieces all together to make the bottom part like that. And then you're going to continue to build it by adding more, like a layer. And you will glue each one of those. So you put dots of glue and more popsicle sticks down until you get it as high as you want it to be. Once you've done that, it'll look kind of like this. On mine, on the inside, I took some of the smaller popsicle sticks and I glued it inside so that you could have like a little side to it. And that's because I'm going to pour bird seed in here. And then I took some string and I measured out pieces. I did 4 pieces. Pair of scissors, cut it. And once I got 4 pieces, I just slipped it into my frame, tied it off in a knot like this. And once I had 4 done, it looks like this. Now I'm ready to hang it, but it's missing something. Do you know what it's missing? Bird seed. Here's our bird seed. I fill it up, and now I can go hang this outside, and it's all ready. If you wanted to, move that one aside, you could make one out of the small popsicle sticks, which we did the same thing. We made the bottom part, we made the frame, we glue it all together, and then poured some seeds in there. This part needs to be glued. And that's how we made our bird feeder.
Birds eat all kinds of different foods. Try using sugar water, an orange, suet, peanuts, or a mix of seeds. There are tons of seeds and other foods that birds eat. Try putting out different bird treats to see what kind of birds you attract to your yard.